go.
So yeah,
Welcome to Pag UK Rochdale.
thank you, mate.
No
Nice
worries.
to see you
It's
again.
brilliant to see some YouTubers. And it's an open invite. All you YouTube guys can all come over and have a day with us, and we'll talk you through what it is we actually do and why we've had to do it.
Yeah. And so my reason for coming is I came to your event in Rochdale last month, and I was moved by some of the women that spoke there. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like I said to you before, you read these articles, you see the news articles on it.
Slightly different in person, isn't it, than reading
and
the
then
story?
you go about your day and it doesn't affect you, so it just disappears into the ether. But listening to that, you know, there was a couple of moments where I was just like, this is so, you know, morally repugnant to.
And it's a prevalent conversation because it continues.
Well, it doesn't seem to stop, does it?
No, it doesn't continue like
And you know, it's turning out now that it's not just these people that are perpetrating it on, say, I don't know, street level, but then it's being, you know, got direct involvement from police, direct involvement from councillors, and then even higher ups, like, you know, national MPs covering it up. Sadiq Khan's in the limelight.
Well,
because
let's talk about the actions of a member of parliament. Our member of parliament was Cyril Smith, the most prolific paedophile ever. But he weren't just an MP; he was also the school governor of the schools he was abusing in. So you can see how it all was set up to service his needs and his disgusting night to night. You know, he never did it in the day; it was always at the night.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, these people, they set it up to suit their needs, and that's what happened here.
It's like they build a system that enables them to continue to, you know, engage in these activities without scrutiny.
Yeah.
And then if they are unlucky enough to get caught, they've got policies, protection, and a legal system already in place, ready to fight for them, protect them, and destroy anyone that wants to stand up against them.
Just look up at the setup he had in here in Rochdale. He was the Member of Parliament. Richard Farnell was head of the council. Richard Farnell was Cyril Smith's old protege. Do you know what I mean? He was actually accused by the Independent Inquiry into Child Sexual Abuse of lying to the inquiry over what he knew about Norview School. We know he knew everything about Norview School, but he tried to say to them that he knew nothing, and they tried to get him done for saying that, but there wasn't enough evidence to charge him. He died shortly after, thank God.
And I think this is what they do as well. You know, like people like Savile, Cyril Smith.
Yeah.
It becomes an open secret, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then they let these. It's all right. They sound. And they let these people die before they let it blow up in the media, don't they?
Absolutely, because it's easy to deal with. They don't have to lock anyone up. They don't have to go and lock one of their own up. Cyril was a Liberal to start with, Lib Dem. He then switched to Labour. So then he's got two parties covering for him. The MP of Rochdale, Paul Rowan, said, this guy, I've heard about the abuse that Cyril spoke, and I just took it with a pinch of salt. You was a Member of Parliament, what do you mean you took it with a pinch of salt? The abuse of boys, the abuse of children, you took it with a pinch of salt. He should be in the dock for that decision, because after that decision, Cyril went on to abuse more boys. On the back of that, him taking it as a pinch of salt. Lord Steele.
He's allowing that legacy of trauma to continue to last longer and extend further into the future.
And Broaden.
So
Lord Steele knighted Cyril Smith, knowing he was a paedophile.
I mean, that's the sort of stuff that when you start looking at it,
it's all there in the Ixer inquiry, mate, about Rochdale. I mean, there's, you know, most towns you go to, they'll just be dealing with the grooming scam. But if you start to dig deeper, you'll understand that this town's just not a problem with grooming gangs. If you look at the institutional abuse, it was rife in Rochdale, the institutional abuse. There's only me and one other ginger on the street spot. We need a bit of a ginger follow. So I went and met him in his children's home in Stockport, and it was the first time I smoked weed.
Right.
And believe me, I knew about weed because of the estate, but it's the first time I ever decided to smoke.
How old were you then?
13, 14. I think we were younger than that. So
14 was about the same age I had.
So I said to him, like, and I'd had a bit of a word with your mum before she went, she used to hate you being all. I said, he's coming back to me. She went, you can't do that. I went, fucking watch me. And I brought him home. He never went back, did you? stayed here from then on. Tell me what they did to you, Chris. I know I shouldn't bring it up, and I know we've laughed at it when we were kids and that, but it's not funny that. It's not funny that. Bugs me that. We laugh at him when we were kids because we thought it was funny. They put him in the paper. Does anyone want this boy?
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. You know, when you said that to me then, my heart sank because I remember laughing at you and we used to joke at you.
The boys in school knew I was in the kids' home. Stopped. They knew I was in the kids' home. Yeah. The kids' home got me in school. So they never at home. No, in the kids' home. The kids' home didn't know what to do with me. Said I'm putting them in it. That's what some said to me. My money was in it. 14-year-old.
So your funding was running out.
That's what they said to me.
So they put you in the paper to try and get someone to take you.
Yeah.
It's quite ruthless, that, isn't it?
Yeah. They said they're finding it hard to buy the fourth family. There's someone in there 14-year-old.
No, you told me that. If I ever see that, Tony,
Sorry you had to go through that, bro. I really am. Awful.
That day, I got a newspaper. I went to school, I was weapon. I said, look, your newspaper, you better walking about that big. Like a straight dog. I went straight to kids' home and showed them. I said, look, yeah, I'll go watch there. I went to watch that weekend.
They didn't even come look for you, did they? No social work, I just took him from a children's home in Stockport, correct? And they didn't send no social worker, no police to look for him. They just went, all right. He could have been doing that, and that's what happened to most of the lads in Manchester.
You know, when you think like that, like people that didn't have parents, how many of those kids must have just vanished into thin air over the years?
Of course. There's loads of lads like we grew up with, and you from Kerr, you don't know, you can't see anymore, innit? Don't let it get down, kid.
No.
Keep too much. Yeah, so this is why I work with Dealer. He's my mate, I'd always help him out, but the other ones, I don't know him from Adam really, so I wouldn't go that far to have him. I make him a brew, give him a coke, give him a squat, I'll do what I can for him.
Yeah, of course.
We had access to rehab today now. Have you seen Foxy about the last couple of days? Is he in? Is he in? Yeah.
What's that, rehab?
When did
Yeah,
you go?
yeah. Brilliant.
How long for?
It's good effort.
You've gone detox at Smithfield?
Could you put that on?
Yeah, he's one of the locals who comes in, like, good lad.
Yeah.
Known him since a kid again.
Yeah, I did
Been
detox.
getting on it for ages to go into that.
I've done Chapman Barker a couple of times.
Okay.
Go for it, mate.
Duck. Oh, I've seen your big ball there.
So
You
yeah,
off, Logan?
I'm off home now.
Alright, bro.
so I'm trying to expand now on the content that I do, and like start to do stuff that's got a bit more substance and is a bit more heartfelt, and like I want to do some Christian content. I could come up here to talk to you.
Of course.
I'm going to speak to like, Vicky Ash, hopefully.
Yes, it was
She
really
was great. She gave me a book.
I've got the book as well.
She gave it. I said to her, I said, oh,
I've actually done a bit of research, and she's actually right up my street because her fight. Not that I've always stayed away from the SRA. I've just not been public about it because it's dangerous.
It's a deep topic, isn't it?
It's a dangerous one as well.
I get it. I imagine it is a very dangerous topic. Yeah.
People didn't just abuse kids.
Yeah.
Kids went missing and never returned. Now, if you get that information to you, then those responsible are going to come looking for you, aren't they?
Like I say, I was born again earlier this year, right after I come out of detox actually.
Right.
Came out of detox, got baptised, born again. It's been the best decision I've ever made in my life. I'm actually raised as a Jew.
Right, okay.
So when Christ came for me, I was like, what do you want? Do you know what I mean?
Well, here we go. So we do, when you deal with these kind of people, you get these kind of people. When you get them in the good moods, you get them in the bad.
And
Let me double check on that, mate.
You've got to accept it whichever way they come.
Yeah.
I get that.
And kind of, if one of them's in trouble and kicking off, that's right, I'm the one who goes out and says, come on, you know what I mean? Calm down, because you're going to end up in a cell. You're going to end up with charges. You're going to end up going to jail. But I used to think, let them go to jail, doing good.
I think some people, the only way they know how to communicate when they're suffering, struggling that much, is to just kick off and throw a tantrum.
And the thing is,
because you don't know what else to do you?
You say you're going to get locked up, and then you think, you're doing good. He might do a week inside, might get him off the drugs, might do him well. But that's not the case anymore, because there's more in there than out here.
I know,
So sending them to jail's not helping now, do you know what I mean? Not for little stupid things like having a scrap on the high street, you know what I mean? They're getting longer for that than they are for downloading images of children online, because you're getting suspended sentences across the country for that.
I just want to say I don't understand that, but I do, because they know that if they start handing out hefty sentences to people doing that sort of stuff, when one of their colleagues, gets in the same position.
Are you aware of Labour 25?
No, I'm not.
Right, so
is this a list of 25 Labour MPs?
it started off as 25.
I saw a list online this morning of all the Labour MPs that voted against the
You have to give it a sec.
that voted against the
So
the
have
inquiry.
you ever heard of Guy Fawkes?
Yeah, of course I have. Yeah,
Behind this, I think. Shop shit for him.
he's been around for many years, hasn't he?
So, well, I met him pretty early on. That's it. It's called Labour. It used to be called Labour 25.
Right.
And that's all the councillors, MPs, all that have been done historically. I'll send you the link. And they're all on there. Full to the brim.
Oh wow! So it started at 25, and now it's up to 79.
Yeah.
Labour councillor,
Elected
school
official.
governor for child welfare, Brian Gate for child welfare. Labour Lord Mayor, school teacher, nursery school governor, Graham Pearson.
Yeah.
Arrested for possession of child rape images. Ben Williams, school teacher. Paul Diggett, school governor. Cyril Smith, teacher. Boys Home.
Here's another one about Cyril Smith. Cyril used to run what's called Smith's Metals in Rochdale.
Right.
Smith's Metals back in the day
Like a
was
scrap metal place.
it did like Anson Springs and all, you know. Them
Right,
big
okay,
springs
so it's
and
like a
stuff.
manufacturing type thing.
Yeah. But he had a sister factory in Glasgow. But all the machinery was in Rochdale, at his little plant down on Smart Bottoms. And what they do is they take now we know, back then, in the 40s, 50s and 60s, it was working boys. So when you're talking about working boys, you're talking about 14, 15-year-old young lads, 13-year-old kids.
Like going as apprentices. And
Yes, absolutely. But what they couldn't do in
workshops
in the factory in Glasgow is the machinery they didn't have. So what they did is they were getting it, but what they needed to do is teach everyone about the machinery before the machinery got there. So they sent a bus load to Rochdale to stay at Cambridge House. Cambridge House appears in the Ixer inquiry. Cambridge House was ran by friends of Cyril Smith, and he'd go around there, and this is where he was doing a medical examination. He was abusing these boys from Glasgow. I've never heard one of them lads from Glasgow come forward, but I know it it's a fact. It's a well-known fact that this happened, you know what I mean? So you send me a list of what we got put out for protest.
Yeah.
One of them's in Glasgow. That's the reason. Because I want to go up there and see if I can know anyone. So if anyone watch this and anyone knows that they went to Smith Metals back in the 70s, 60s, 80s and worked for Cyril Smith's company and had to come here for some training in Rochdale, give me a shout because I know what you went through.
Nice one.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I've been trying to do across the country, is reach out and find people and empower survivors, because they won't speak out otherwise. If they think they're on their own, they won't speak out. But when you turn up and you stand in the town centre, you'd be surprised how many come up and went, "Thank you, mate, I can't speak out, but this happened to me."
Especially not men. I think women are more.
Yeah,
likely to
women
speak out.
all the time. It's men who are also wanting to come forward, because I'm not, a lot of men will think, "Oh, God."
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I was one of them.
Got to put on a brave
I was
face
one of them
and all
until it
that.
got put on me. And my mate said to me, and he'll probably watch this, my mate said to me, Dan, and I love him for bits for it, he said, "You're a survivor." And I went, "How do you know?" He went, "Because I just tell mate, because I'm one as well." And that's where I went, "Yeah, I am." Yeah. And then after I spent a bit of time with him, watching him speak about it, well, if he can do it, so can I. And I'm watching all these other people, watching him empower all these other people, and getting them to speak up, including myself. I thought, I'm going to try that, and it's been a massive success.
I tell you what, as an outsider to this, like I'm watching it, online and in the media and all that, is how there's so much information out there and so many individuals all over the northwest, all over the country that have come forward, and it couldn't be more in your face and more obvious.
Yeah.
And yet, still, we've got a legal system and a justice system that remains, for the most part, silent on the whole thing.
Absolutely.
And even when they're pushed and pushed and pushed, like now, you know, there's still like pushback from, you know, the authorities with regards to this inquiry.
Yeah.
You know, be it at a national level, a local level. The pushback is
let me be honest
horrifying.
With you, there's not going to be a national
I get
independent
that. I
inquiry.
get that. Yeah.
Because the Labour Party, while Labour in power, we're not going to get it.
I
Because
do
the Labour
understand
Party
that.
cannot do it, especially here in Rochdale. We're complicit and facilitated the abuse.
They've got
of
to
kids.
throw all their
It
own.
won't be real.
Yeah, it'll be a whitewash,
Well,
like the
they've
Ixer inquiry
They've
was.
got to throw all their own under the bus, haven't they? That's why they won't do
That's
it.
the only reason why they won't do it, because too many of them are up to the neck in it, including Starmer, Gordon Brown, Jackie Smith. Them three concocted an email that said these girls' chaotic lives were the reason for their own abuse.
Yeah. Victim blaming, full on victim
Yeah,
blaming.
absolutely. But on the back of that email and on the back of that memo being sent out against the all establishments all across the country, thousands of children were abused on the back of that. For me, that's accountable action. Gordon Brown, Jackie Smith, Keir Starmer, all are the first three in the dock. So there's no way he's going to call for an independent inquiry, because they know they're not going to do it. So what we're going to do here is we're not going to hang about. We're not going to wait for them to decide whether they're going to do a real one or not. We're going to fight when Reform take this council, or take as many seats as we can get a vote over the line. I'll be getting one of my friends who's in the council, who's elected councillor, to table a motion. He's done it once already, it got beat, but he'll be tabling another motion that will pass, and we'll go for a local independent inquiry. We're not going to hang about.
It's like your one of your colleagues on Saturday, you know, and I'm guessing that he said it in this manner because he's all too aware of the kind of pushback and cover-ups and, you know, silencing from the powers that be that you've had to face over, you know, however many years you've been doing this for. And he said, you know, if at a minimum we can just get one of them locked up, like it'll be something. And that's a dead sad thing for me to hear, because these people should be dragged out their homes, and I'm just going to say they should be beaten to within an inch of their life and thrown in a cage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, you won't be surprised to hear that over the 1,300 boys that went to no review, 90% were abused. Not one person's ever been convicted for that abuse.
90%, and what time period was this place open for?
It was end of the 60s through to the 90s, so 20 odd years, 25, 28 years or something like that, because they had to close it in 95, 96.
So 30 odd years, so 60s, 70s, 80s, 30 odd years of consistent abuse.
Yeah.
And no one's ever got a charge for it.
So there was a guy called, and if you read Dixon Cries, there's a guy called Roderick Hilton. He was a convicted paedophile elsewhere. He put a tent in the school field, was given access to the school by the caretaker, and when it was actually got named in the Dixon crime and the police went for him, he was detained for life under the Mental Health Act because he'd done something to an officer or someone in jail.
Yeah.
So he spent the rest, he'd be locked up for the rest of his life. So to them, well, what's the point of charging him? It's not about him, it's about the survivors. It's for them you should go and you should charge him and give them justice, because they've had no justice. He might be locked up for something else, but it's nothing to do with them. They've not had their justice. Huh? There's not many left.
Really?
Not many left.
From over that 30-year period?
A lot of them have either passed on with age or with young 60s, you know what I mean, 70s. But a lot of the young lads who I grew, from the late 80s, early 90s, not many of them left. Yeah. 3 or 4. The rest of them are all died through addiction, suicide or whatnot. So it's a very sad tale. There's only I know 2 of them have got justice. 2 brothers are going to get some justice. But like my brother Caesar, he went to Norway. He got no further action.
Yeah.
Even though there's an Ixer inquiry telling, this stuff happened to these boys, as soon as he came forward, no further action.
And that's like you say, this, like I said before, this no further action.
And
no
I'll tell you what
charges.
reason they give him, because one of the people he accused, because it weren't just Cyril Smith abusing young boys at Northview, there was all at it. He said, the person you've accused is of previously good standing. Do you mean he used to be a magistrate, is what you're trying to tell him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a magistrate.
An upstanding member of the community.
Purveyor of good taste. So,
But the legacy that's left behind.
yeah, the trauma.
And that's what I mean, because traumatised people, not as a rule, but they often leave trauma in the wake, in their children's lives, and their relationships are traumatic, and it just goes out, doesn't it, into society, and
it's rotten. It's rotten.
It's awful. And like it doesn't seem to be slowing down either. It seems to be, if anything, it seems to be getting worse.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've seen a slight change in charges. It's like, for example, Operation Lytton. I spoke about it on Saturday. Operation Lytton, when it
Just try and
began,
get a little bit more.
Operation Lytton, when it began,
yeah.
Operation Lytton, when it began, had 68 men on bail in Rochdale alone for offences against children. 68 men, all spread across so many gangs, so many trials to come. We've had 3 trials in that Operation Lytton lot, and there's been 3 convictions of 7, 7 and 6. There's still 42 on bail in Rochdale ready to stand trial.
Just walking the streets.
100%, 99% of them have been convicted and found guilty. There's only 1 out of all them that have already stood been found not guilty. The rest of them have been found guilty. The last round of sentences just a month ago now, I think it was. The last round of sentences was 174 years between 6 of them.
Yeah, I remember hearing that the
Yeah,
other day, yeah.
that is unprecedented. We've not seen that. The first grooming gang of Rochdale, Shabir Ahmed, he got 25, but the rest of them got 4 and 5 years. And they was out in 2 years, walking back around the streets and literally abused children, and I watched them do it, you know what I mean? I was like confronting them, what are you doing? You can't just walk about, get back in your own area, you know what I mean? You don't come in town, I was trying to bully them into staying out of town centres and stuff, but then the police come to me and said, you can't do that. You can't turn up outside his house and put him on video when he's getting in his delivery car. Well, what's he doing delivering? I caught him outside Kingsway Park High School, Abdul Rauf. He's up for deportation. I found him outside Kingsway Park High School, parked up.
Is that the guy who's absconded to Pakistan?
That's Aziz, that's one of the others, Adil Khan, sorry. So Abdul Rauf still in Rochdale, supposed to be deported 5-6 years ago, still here. Do you know what I mean? I caught him parked up outside school, so I started confronting him. I said, what are you doing? He went, it's all finished now. I went, it's never going to finish, mate. You'll never be free to sit outside a school again, mate. What do you mean it's finished? Not for you, it might be. And that he's telling me after 3 years his probation's finished. You got 6 years, your probation is for 6 years. Don't fucking lie, you know what I mean? You're on probation.
Even if his time's spent and his probation is over, it's still a wrong one.
It's still a wrong one, absolutely. But he's the one who sat in the dock giving it all Allah. And to much point he was trying to beg Allah for forgiveness, and all his co-defendants knocked fuck out of him in the dock in Liverpool Crown Court.
Oh, really?
Because they got on their nerves because he kept saying like, don't want Allah to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking
it screams guilt, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So he got filled in off one of his own people, but him there turned up at Liverpool Crown Court.
Go on.
He turned up at Liverpool and gave them all a character reference. That's Aftab Hussain, the man who I'm standing against for Smallbridge and for Grove Ward in May as an independent. Look, I've just put Rochdale CO. That's all I put on Rochdale Council and gives character reference straight away. Aftab Hussain, yeah, I was right.
Aftab Hussain.
Yeah, I was right. Aftab Hussain, that's the story. But he's now back in the Labour. He's sacked her and he's done wrong, but now he's back in the Labour Party. Do you know whose agent he was? He was the MP's agent before the general election. But that's who I'm going to stand against. I probably won't win, but I'll make sure he don't fucking win.
Make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I'll make sure. Well, it's my ward, what he's standing where I live. So as long as everyone around me knows what he's about. Look.
I mean, how's he allowed to... You wouldn't think he'd be allowed, would you, to have any part in these part in
There is other
politics.
stuff that I need to be getting out there, but I need to do it in the right way, so I don't really want to do it now. But
Yeah, of course, mate.
there's a few of them Labour councillors I'm coming for who know they're up to no good, and they know that I know. Just waiting on stuff now, and then I'm going to come knocking. I'm going to confront them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to confront them.
Like, who are in the limelight at the moment, they were up there at the minute.
Well, we do know that there's one on bail for sexual assault of a young Labour youth member. But it's a bit up in the air at the minute whether he's going to get charged or not. We don't think he will, because he seems to be doing posts saying, I'm not on bail and I'm not under investigation. Right. But the police are telling us different, but clearly allowing him to get on and say he isn't. The council, I reported him to the council. The council know about him and give him full access to council duties whilst on bail for sexual assault. What he's trying to say now is my bail, I'm not on bail, I haven't been since August. Well, I've got pictures of him in a school in June and July, running youth clubs in June and July. If he's on bail for that kind of offence, they shouldn't be allowing him. Whether they believe him or not, I wrote to the council and to the monitoring officer, and she said, we don't get involved in political statuses of council members. So I wasn't bloody asking for your political status, I was asking why he has full access to council responsibilities, and I never got a reply. So that's the kind of council we're dealing with.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's like Oldham with Aru Shah going to be named Council Leader of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, because she's weathered the storm. Do you know what I mean? Wait till May. We won't see any action now till May from this government or from. They'll realise in May just how badly they've done. Because they're going to lose.
Endemic it is throughout the whole
They're going to lose 90% of the seats. That's how bad. It's unheard of. Never happened in this country. But the Tories aren't going to get it.
No,
and the Libs aren't going to get it. And the Greens are definitely not going to get it. The only person who's going to get it is Farage.
Yeah.
So that's when they'll start going full on. You see now, we can't watch the Prime Minister's questions without him going, reform, Farage, reform. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're all over him like a rush, aren't they?
Yeah.
Trying to muddy his name,
but that's just making him more popular.
Yeah.
Because we're saying if you don't like him, we must like him because we don't fucking like you.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what Starmer says, doesn't matter what Mahmood says.
No.
Like they're coming out, it's probably right about now actually. They're doing a statement at 3 o'clock, aren't they?
Right.
I think related to the immigration thing, and every time Starmer says anything, everyone's like, we don't care what you've got to say anymore.
We don't trust you. We don't
believe you. We don't believe the word that comes out of your mouth. We don't trust you.
Yeah.
So say whatever you want, as much as you want. No one's interested.
Yeah.
I don't think of. I thought people hated Thatcher and John Major and people like that. But
I would love a Maggie Thatcher
they
today.
bloody hate. They hate. Pardon?
I mean, Rochdale despised Maggie Thatcher because it was a cotton mill industry.
I used to despise Maggie Thatcher, but quite like her now.
I would rather she came back than anyone else.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because she wouldn't have had none of this immigration.
No.
And this European Union, she was totally against it, weren't she?
Yeah.
No.
Keir's got previous anyway. Head of thingy when Jimmy Savile.
Yeah,
Well, he's built his career on protecting all these types of people, hasn't he?
Exactly. That's why he got the role in the first place, because they knew there was going to be, after the Ixer inquiry, it was impossible from not, because all the towns named in the Ixer inquiry, 99% of them were Labour ran towns. Yeah. And they knew we've got to get someone in there who's going to do this for us. And he was the man.
Yeah.
He was the man. No, none of the others have done it. None of us have bit the bullet. I mean, Carline? No. Absolutely not. Well, even now, if you mention grooming gangs to Carline, I'm going, no, don't exist.
Yeah.
Guy is a worm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's
Galloway's mate.
Well, yeah, apart from that. But he's a true definition of a far, he's a proper Marxist, communist, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's always going to double down on that because, he can't admit to that sort of stuff.
What fit him, that? Said my mate,
so,
my Polish friend.
Karen Miller,
is it?
£100 on the price tag.
Did you say you're up for sort of showing me a couple of places?
Yeah, I will do. Do you want an early dart?
Yeah, you need to go.
I don't want you to shut the place down.
No, it's quiet anyway, and there's not that lot going on. And
you sure? I was just worried about
No.
wants to.
This is for us is equally part of being in here.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
We need to raise awareness on a big one. This one and this one's just been built.
Yeah.
That's a Hilton by Hampton. Or is it Hampton by Hilton? Which one is it? One way or the other? these were built by the council.
Yep.
They said they hadn't bought and sold, but they haven't sold them. I've been told that Serco bought these 2 blocks.
Serco?
Yeah.
Oh wow. We know what that means, don't we?
So that's not what I brought you around here for. I brought you around here for this whole building. This used to be Rochdale Social Services.
Right.
This used to be the Social Services building. The end here was all social services until you got to this bit here, which was the young offenders.
Right.
Probation. The
Okay.
young offenders.
Yeah.
If we walk round the other side, when you'd run away from home, the police wouldn't take you. The kids us for the night.
Yeah.
This is where they put us until the day after.
Right.
So a lot of abuse happened in this building.
I can imagine.
So I'll show you the rooms where we used to have to stay. So obviously it's all different now because it's been revamped.
Yeah.
It's now an HMO.
Right.
For Ukraine, it's full of Ukrainians.
Okay.
But you see these 2 windows here, these bottom low windows,
Yeah.
they used to be the
Yeah. Anti-vandal paint.
We won't hang about too long because it's been lived in now.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't wanna, but yeah, this used to be the old social services. So
Right.
it began, I used to have to come here if I wanted social workers to get hold of my social worker or anything.
Right.
My social worker's now doing 25 years for abusing children.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he's locked up. So he was doing that.
What's his name, if you don't mind sharing it, of course?
We knew him as Mr. Gavin.
Right. That's all you know of him?
Yeah.
Mr. Gavin.
I'll get him up for you, I'll send you a link of his story. But he was also a scout leader
Right.
with Cyril Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
He
so-
enabled all these people himself. So Rochdale, as you can see, it's a bit quiet today because it rained, but normally you'll see yourself, it's full of addiction, full of those under the breadline.
yeah.
And sometimes it can be a horrible place to be.
Yeah?
But other times it's one of the best places to be. But
Yeah.
we're getting more horrible days than we're getting nice days. You know?
Yeah, of course. And, you know, it's where you're from, innit?
Yeah, it's home.
It's
my
home.
home. I love Rochdale. That's why we fight so hard for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we believe our time should be safe for all. And at this moment in time, with so many paedophiles on bail, it's
Yeah.
not the case.
You know, with my addiction, I spent so many years running away.
Yeah.
I've lived all over the country, lived in Greece, Belgium, I spent 6 years in Sweden, but I always came back to Manchester
Yeah.
because it's where I'm from. And I love Manchester, and, you know, I can quite flippantly say, I hate Manchester. You know, it's such a shithole.
It's not you hate Manchester,
I hate
what's happening in
I hate what's happening,
Yeah.
you know, and it's heartbreaking. Like,
No.
you know, the city centre's just,
For the first 10 years of me doing this, I was told on a daily basis, you won't get anywhere. You won't get nothing sorted. Well, we're talking about it in Parliament now.
yeah.
Never
Well,
did
it's on the
that.
news
It's
every
on-
day.
Every day on the news, so we did get somewhere,
Yeah,
and we did make a difference.
just chipping away, innit?
And we have turned the, we've turned the tables. If you do it in Rochdale, the chances are you're going to get nicked and you're going to be arrested. Well, that's sort of old. That would never happen.
Yeah.
Now they know. So that could got to be a better deterrent than not, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, than before.
Yeah.
So this is our local spud lady. One of my. Say hello.
Hello.
There you go. Hiya. Get your spuds here if you're in Rochdale.
He's all right there, time man. This shit like these guys here as well, you know.
The charity, various
Different
charities.
Yeah, we have a good thing. We have, not the art foundations, but most of the others.
Yeah. It's
But so you see, shoes on here.
say again.
Shoes on there.
Shoe zone. Yeah.
Yeah, on Friday they busted it for a big growth.
Oh, I saw your post about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's in the middle of the town centre.
Yeah.
All upstairs are full of weed and growth. These have been smelling it for ages but not knowing where, but about 6 months ago they did the same there and brought out loads from them flats.
From these flats?
Chicken, yeah.
There's grows everywhere now, isn't there?
Yeah.
I remember back in Northern Moor, there was a little tiny police station on the corner. It got shut down like a lot of police stations are now. And someone got in there and just turned the place into a massive grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in a police station, which, you know, it's kind of cool in a
can't-
way, you know, you got to
go in
appreciate
front,
it.
You know, if you go into the front desk at Rochdale police station, all that you can smell is weed. You alright? Alright, buddy. All that you can do is smell weed.
Because of everyone that's been in there throughout the day.
No, it's because all it seizes. You must put it
Oh,
down.
right, I'm with you, I'm with you.
You must put it down yonder.
Right.
You alright? See this? Yeah, come over.
It's another HMO, is it? I read an article in the news today about HMO in Oldham that's been vandalised with, you know, graffiti, no HMOs and all that, and it turns out it's an HMO for women escaping abusive relationships.
So that's what they're doing now, which is new. So because we're all making noise about HMOs, what they've done now is now a children's home's classed as an HMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any residential homes now are classed as HMOs. It's not what we're picking on, and they know it.
I know, but what's happened is because of the cover-ups and the silence and this rampant, you know, influx of illegals, everybody has just adopted this default setting of no HMOs, like, because it strikes concern and fear into people. So everybody's default setting is now we don't want them. We don't care what they're for. We don't want them. And like,
so we
you know,
need to be careful now because that's what they're doing. So someone's going to turn up at an HO. There's an HMO on New Street. All right, so let's go to New Street, and there's an HMO, and then it turns out to be a kids' home.
yeah.
Do your research. Make sure it is what you think it is, because I've nearly made the same mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But for me, it's the policies that are creating this environment where people are just like, fuck off, we don't want it.
It's not that. It's the hard stance they took with Brits. They were struggling. Even working families today are having to choose, but we know because we do food parcels now and then. Even working families are struggling. You've got to make a choice between heating or eating.
Yeah.
And that's working families. But it doesn't seem to be across the board. For example, today I seen a guy who told me he's not been here long. He comes out my shop with a pair of shoes on that's worth about £110, which I can't afford. You know, he's climbing into a Jaguar T-Reg outside, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? Now maybe that guy goes to work, maybe he does, but you know, so does everybody else.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And they can't afford Jaguars.
I mean,
so it's a little bit annoying.
It's a bit embarrassing to say, but I'm 49 and my clothes and shoes predominantly come from birthdays and Christmas. Still at 49.
I don't pay more than 19 quid for my tracksuits from the cheap shop or North West shop. Yeah, cross over it.
Just get across.
So we're on what's called...
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's now called Town Hall Square, but it used to be...
But it's great, isn't it? Look at it, it's wonderful. All these lovely old buildings.
Old Masonic.
Little church up on the hill there. And the town hall, I guess. This is where we did the your event the other week, wasn't it? The other month, sorry.
We did it here.
Who's the statue of?
That's Gracie Fields.
Right.
She's like the icon of Rochdale, Gracie
Okay,
Fields.
I'm just going to go and film her. Gracie
She
Fields.
made one song and left and never came back.
Right. Right.
Tied a flag around him before we left him.
We got a bit, is it
It
Older
lasted
Hill?
about 2 minutes, yeah, it was up earlier.
Used to be here.
Right. Gracie Fields.
Wartime singer she was, Dame Gracie Fields.
Dame Gracie Fields.
So she made a song and then disappeared and moved off and got off, but don't blame her.
Yeah, I get it.
If you look at all the symbols on across the top, you know what I mean? It's all Masonic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The 3 arches.
Right.
You know.
And you just don't, you know what upsets me like about modern society is we don't build nice buildings anymore. Like, look at the buildings we used to build, they are mint to look at.
So this used to be the court.
This was the court, was it?
Yeah, this used to be the court. See, the courtyard, it used to be called something else, but it's now called back to the graveyard. What happened is, they'd lock you up in the town hall cells.
Yeah.
They'd bring you through the tunnel at the bottom.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'll show you, it's all still here. So, magistrates, Crown. So if you was going to magistrates, you come across the courtyard, up the yonder.
Oh wow, look at that tunnel there.
Up the yonder, all the way up, and you get marched up there into court.
Just go and get a little view of that. I used to do a bit of exploring and, you know, abandoned exploring and that.
Yeah, this is just up inside.
Oh crikey. So there's part of me that wants to jump straight down there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's all blocked off now.
I can see it's all bricked up, innit?
Yeah, it's all bricked up. But that used to be the way to and from court.
Right.
Obviously the Crown Court was in the town hall themselves. So what I want us to do now is there's a picture on the top, so we're going to go in and use the toilet, yeah?
Right.
Yeah. Just tell what you think when you look at that.
I've seen that before.
That picture?
I've seen that before, yeah.
I've probably seen it on my wall then, because I've never seen it posted there and done it out. I'm going to picture it.
What's that? It's got to be like 17th century imagery, isn't it? With the hats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is in the building that is now a pub, but I think Billy said it was the magistrates, isn't it? That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just turn and look at the picture I've just shown you. What are they doing? Adjudicating on a young boy.
Yeah.
Look at the fear of the young boy.
Looks like he's getting a grilling, doesn't
Yeah, it's really symbolic to me that knowing what happened in this building and the building across the road, that hangs there and it's hung there for the last 15 to 20 years. It's had 5 different owners, but that picture's never been moved.
No.
Sorry, I'm a big fan of that picture. Do you want to sell it, me?
Oh right, no, sorry, I wondered what you was recording for.
Oh, just
No,
that
no.
picture.
It's, I've been looking at that picture for the last 10 years or so,
Oh right, yeah.
and I want it.
I can't, sorry.
It ties in with my work. My mate owns this flying horse. So again, the symbolic window.
Which one? The archway?
The full town hall's had a refurb. The only thing they haven't touched is that window there. Whose office do you think it was?
What, the blue one?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going
So
to
they
Cyril
tried
Smith.
to honour Cyril Smith by putting a busk of his head inside on the side, like. But someone pinched it.
So
I
they've
don't
left
know,
that as it is, like that.
Someone pinched the busk of his head. Someone pinched it because they didn't want to see him in the town hall every time they come in. So that's gone. So then they put a plaque on the wall. But then someone pinched that.
Good.
So now they think that that's the little fucking shrine to Cyril.
That no one can. I mean, that's proper shoving it in your face, that, isn't it?
There you go. Well, that's what this council like to do inadvertently. They won't want to come out and say Cyril's their mate. They loved him. He was their icon. He was a Liberal and Labour's icon. If you go speak to Howard Sykes, who's in Oldham now, so I don't care what Cyril's accused of, he was my friend. This is a Lib Dem leader for Oldham.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? These people are still in the game.
But how much does that stand out?
Well, it does, yeah.
Now?
It took me a moment to see it because it's starting to get a bit dark, but it's to me that says something along the lines of,
Mercy.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do. That's what it says to me, because usually out of embarrassment and shame and out of public interest,
Oh.
they would get rid of that, wouldn't they?
Do you know who unveiled the plaque? Nick Clegg, when he was...
Nick Clegg,
yeah. When he was deputy prime minister at the time. So yeah, they like to... they know I've been kicking off about that window for years. You think they've just turned over.
So here we go, a proper view. So they've redone the entire building, except that there, which they've left as homage to Cyril Smith, who was a prolific paedophile and an absolute monster. But the building is stunning. What a stunning building that is. Right, on we go. What a beautiful building it is, though.
Absolutely, it's best. So the story goes,
Go on.
Adolf Hitler had seen this, and Adolf.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah, it's a true story. Adolf wanted to take it and rebuild it in Munich.
Yes,
Exactly
I've heard it.
Form,
I've
in the
heard
form
it.
it stands as.
Pardon?
Been inside?
I haven't, no.
It's free to go inside. You're always welcome to go in. It's just free. You can go through the front door. I won't go through that way because that's the Labour non-store.
Yeah, I'm not keen on going through there.
See them all. What kind of animals are there?
Oh, they look like demons or something.
So before the refurb, all these windows are all stainless glass. And it's all the story as well, if you knew what you were looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's had a upgrade now, so there's none of the windows are all normal glass. But if you look there where he is, look on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was all like.
Oh, right, like this one. Hi,
Hey,
mate,
mate.
you okay? I'm just looking at the windows.
We're just looking at the devil worshipping sign.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Thames, there was a connection.
Oh, right, I can see it's got the names on the other side, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Got Denmark, Spain, Austria.
So, this one. South Africa.
Oh, right, is that from like the Boer War?
Yeah, that's the South
Is that right? Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the South
This
Africa
tablet was
one.
erected by the public subscription to the memory of the men and nursing sisters of Rochdale who died in South Africa 1899 to 1902 in the service of their sovereign and country. Yeah.
Not many willing to die for Charles, was there?
No. I mean, that King Charles is a closet Muslim.
No comment. I'll be your view it out.
Yeah.
So, police station here.
Yeah.
The building there used to be the old magistrates' courts as well.
This one over here, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a nick.
Right.
But there's no cells or anything at this nick. If you get arrested in Rochdale, you get took to Oldham Waterbury.
Right.
It's a centralisation of Great
It's
Manchester.
happening everywhere, that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a centralisation of Great Manchester Police. We lost most of our coppers, to be honest. You police station with 50 or 60 officers in the night. Now you're lucky if you get 10 on a shift.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
So, yeah, there's police station.
They're awful, these 70s and 80s buildings, aren't
Yeah,
they?
minging out there. Well, there's pointless some refurbing it and that, 'cause never know one in it. Do you know the other thing, what's a travesty? They have 6 or 7 working on that front desk. They won't take a crime over the counter.
You know what?
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they send you away to 101. So I tried to kick off about it, and I actually had a female chief inspector here at one point, but she weren't here for long. And I spoke to her about it. She was going to get it changed, but they shafted her on after a couple of months, and so it didn't get done.
That's one way to fiddle the crime statistics, isn't it?
Of course.
That's just come out, hasn't it?
Yeah, lights on. We're paying for that.
No, who's on that floor? That's the.
CSC, well, they're all on the. All CIDs up there.
No, I thought that was the children's thing.
No, that's round the back in the fifth floor. If you look, when we go back out, you'll see there's another building that's about that high. It's on that floor, top floor. And they're there. So we did a protest here, they all
Oh, did
to
you?
the window laughing.
Laughing.
They thought it was hilarious.
Of course they did.
That used to be on the inside. When you walk in that
What, the
door-
knife amnesty bin? I bet there's nothing in there, is there?
You see me unlock it. You see me unlock it. There you go, just put your head in here. Come on.
Oh, it stinks, doesn't it? It absolutely stinks of bud in here. No way. I'm not going through there, mate. Are you guys blazing up in there or what? Hey,
Jesus, it stinks.
are you guys blazing up in there or what?
It stinks,
Hey?
doesn't it? You didn't believe me.
My living room used to smell like that.
Not that, innit?
You know what?
But it's like that
They
every
probably
time
got to grow one.
We've got to make the Christmas fund money somewhere.
Bloody hell, it reeks, doesn't it?
This
But they've just come out, hasn't it? Was that yesterday or today? Crime in London, knife crime and murder rate is down to its lowest ever in London, and
nonsense.
you know, It's like you said then, you know, with the fact that if they're not accepting reports of crime over the desk of the only police station in the area, then of course it's going to affect the statistics, isn't it?
And this is from experience, because I've been involved in a case where I've took somebody to the front desk. They've sent them away to 101. So
have you ever tried to ring 101? Waste of time that is.
So they've gone to the front desk and she said, what can I help you with? So she's disclosed her abuse to the front desk. She then said, I can't deal with it, you're going to have to go to 101. So then she had to go outside and ring 101 and had to disclose the same. This is someone who's waited 20 years to disclose. There's twice in the 15 minutes I've had to disclose.
You go to the authorities and then they tell you to go out to ring the same authorities.
Yeah.
It knocks you sick, doesn't it? It really knocks you sick.
Come out and see you. So that's number 3. Then they'll pass it and think if it's worthy enough to go to CID, then you've got to do it again at the 4th time, all in the same 2 days. It's just too much for a survivor.
It's more trauma, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, to have to disclose 4 times to get the message across to the police. They should have to do it once at the front desk.
Just relive this over and over again until we make a decision about whether we think your trauma is worthy of investigating.
Now, here's the problem.
Fucking gross, mate.
Here's the problem, guys.
Grotesque
right?
it is.
Here's the issue. How many people go there to do that and then decide not to after they've been told to go to 101? That's the problem.
Well, if one person
too many
does that, it's one too many.
Exactly.
And this is what
little things I'm trying to change.
This is the sort of stuff that really fucking boils my piss.
It's easy to sort out and easy to fix, but they won't do it because they don't want them numbers in the door.
They could have been stood outside for hours, revving themselves up. Just to get
they don't want them people coming forward, adding to the numbers they've already got. That's the thing. That's the reason why they do it.
Yeah, and it's like you say, these people have the power to make the appropriate changes, and it's in the interest of the people, and everybody wants it. You ask anyone anywhere, and of course they want justice. So why, you know, the only reason why it wouldn't be happening, you know, it's like the truth that dare not speak of itself, innit? Like they're all up to the necks in it, aren't they?
Yeah. I'll tell you one of the saddest things I've ever heard, right? There's a mate of mine who I was in Kerr with. We're sitting in, we're both adults, both fathers, both getting on with our lives and both thriving.
Yeah.
They don't expect us to thrive, but I'm thriving and he's thriving. But I had the conversation with him about what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he said to me, that's what happened to all us naughty lads, weren't it?
As if it's normal, you mean?
It's what happened to us naughty lads. So the lads in No View, it was known as a naughty boys' school.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, in reality, if that school existed today, it'd be known as a special needs school.
Yeah.
For lads with autism, lads with ADHD, lads with Asperger's. And they all had that shit going on.
None of them labels existed back then, did they?
No, but the fact that it was a naughty boys' school, they weren't. It was a special needs school. And they turned so many people away from, who came forward by saying, oh, time barred. The law says if it's a special needs school, they can't time bar that. It can't be time barred, but they went and time barred it because they didn't agree it was just a naughty boys' school. Yeah. It wasn't. If that existed, nobody West existed today, it'd be a special needs school.
Yeah, it's...
Seen that weather's going to come, Emma, look at that.
I know, you can feel it, can't you?
So that sky there.
It's all night, all grey, isn't it? That river looks high as well, I mean, I don't...
Yeah, it does get higher. It comes over sometimes.
Oh, really? Bloody hell.
Never used to until they opened it up. All this used to be covered.
Oh, did it?
You see? Is it this one on the other side? Come round the other side.
I might have to switch this off in a minute. It's horrible, isn't it? I had a brolly with me on the way here, but it died on the way here. I had to bin it. Oh well, look at it under there.
The tunnels went everywhere.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, the tunnels went everywhere. Now they've had to block them up because they've opened the river, but you can see all the openings to the tunnel doors. Let's get it in there than anywhere else. So that used to be Tasties, it was called, Tasty Bar. It was one of the best places on the planet. I know I should have been at school, but I was never at school because my love for computers was in there, and they'd have all these Atari games from back in the day. You know, half the lads I went to school with, I used to think, oh, they'll be in school today, to get there, they used to be in there. They never used to stop us going in. PC Davenport, the time Bobby used to come in and clear us all out and throw us all out. The best copper ever, you know. He wouldn't have stuck to none of this. Yeah, he was one of them. If he give you a dig, you were out.
That was your punishment.
That was, he'd never lock you up.
That was it.
He'd never dig you and lock you up.
Yeah.
If he had to give you a dig and tell you to go home.
That's what we need. We need, like, you know.
Yeah, even with young girls, you get slapped right now, get home. It's not safe for you around here. We don't have that anymore. There's no deterrent of policing of that stuff.
No,
There we go. Keep moving. Move back.
go on then.
This is an important one, what's happening now.
This is what, sorry?
This is an important one.
Important one, okay.
So historically, local authority building was here, and it was called the Black Box. It was...
The black box used to be
It was
a...
just a big black glass box. You know?
Really?
It was just a big black glass box.
Yeah.
All the local authorities. This door here, where you can see the R, the grey door, used to be what's known as Smith Street Toilets. It appears in the ICSA report.
The ICSA
The
report.
abuse here was the most in Rochdale ever where people were abused. Young boys were kidnapped from here and went missing for weeks on end. I know because I worked with them.
Right.
I support them.
So this used to be a toilet, you say?
Yeah, it used to be. So you had the female toilets where the 10 cars is, and I think it's this one. This was Smith Street Toilets. Across there was the social services. Up there on the 8th floor or something like that was the social services and the director of education. The ICSA report told us, now I've had it first-hand information from a cleaner, but the ICSA report told us you used to stand in the window.
I just used to do.
You used to stand in the window and watch the young boys go in, and not only did they do that, they used to take bets on which were the next boys to go in the door. These are the very people paid to look after these boys. These boys were all in care. They was going in this door and being abused by older gentlemen. The word I don't like using, there was called rent boys. There's no such thing as a rent boy, it's just child abuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to sit on that top floor watching what went on, and they did nothing. It's in the ICSA report. Why has somebody not been able to account for that? Diane Kavanagh admitted it in the ICSA inquiry. Why was she not charged with malfeasance or non-feasance or malpractice at the very least? Because there was all labour appointed, so there was protected. But it happened, it's true, it's not a lie. It's, when I first started saying this stuff, it was a lie. They can't call it a lie anymore. This stuff really happened.
Yeah.
Young boys, Rochdale boys, was abused behind this door in the toilets. Well, the staff who were supposed to, who were paid to protect them, sat up there taking bets on who was the next boy in the toilet. And that's what we've had to deal with in Rochdale. And it continues through into the grooming gangs as well. We had to ignore that as well because they thought it was better for votes.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
All your kids have been sold out,
There wasn't no
so these
financial
bastards
ability.
can get
It
their
was
votes.
solely done to keep the votes of the block vote. That's the only way. Now, I've had conversations with some of the Muslim people of the community of Rochdale, and I said, and they didn't help you that day. They threw you under the bus. Because it weren't just that group of Muslims, it was all Muslims. It was every taker, it was every taxi, which is unfair. Because of the way they did it. If they'd have done it the right way, this town is so divided now, it wouldn't have been if they'd have done the job correctly, but they didn't. They wanted to use that community and my community to get us each other throat, throw us under the bus and make them all look bad.
Well, we can see that clearly at the moment, can't we?
Absolutely.
With what's going on with the current climate, you know, between the left and the right, you know, and you know, I'm involved in that, and
We need to be careful.
I know.
Yeah, we need to be careful.
I don't, you know, you feel like you know that you're being baited and goaded, and you're being increasingly pushed into a corner, and like they browbeat you and they corner you to the point where you feel like, I know I'm being baited into this, but I'm not pissed off with it.
Yeah.
I don't care, and I'm gonna bite anyway.
So I went the other way. I thought, alright, Bob, how you doing, Bob? You alright? You alright, bud? Good to see you, Bob.
Hey mate, all right. But yeah,
Cheers, bud.
it's incomprehensible. But it is, you know, it says in the Bible, doesn't it, that the world is ruled by the devil. It's the devil's playground. So from that perspective, you can understand why this stuff goes on. But just as a human being, if I try and imagine myself doing stuff like that to another person, like, it fills me with such a grotesque feeling. You can't imagine.
Do you know what I dealt with the Rochdale saga?
Right.
It's not on camera, but I purposely went in and I knocked on the doors of the Muslim communities, mosques, businesses, and I said, I want to talk to you. And that's how I found out there was many outraged people here than me who just in fear of coming out and speaking about it. So I've got some of them to come out and speak about it.
Yeah.
And that's how I did it. Because they're sick to death of being branded with the same brush. You know what I mean? They're all parents with kids who wouldn't buy. And a lot of people say, yeah, but they never come round the next week.
Because they're going to get ostracised by their own communities.
They can't. And we'd be the same if it happened in our community too. You know what I mean? People like me would be cocky and still come out. You know what I mean? But a lot of people wouldn't. So we've got to just be careful. I'm here talking about white offenders. These people who did this here was
social workers and
social
carers,
workers,
police,
politicians. That's who was abusing kids in here, and friends of politicians, friends of Cyril Smith.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what to say to you, because it's like I said, you know, when I come to your event last month and I come to the one on Saturday, I wanted to come and get, you know, a proper story off you.
Yeah.
Because it's moved
The
me.
reason behind what I'm doing.
It's moved me in a way that it's just like, how are we not, like, how's everyone not losing their minds over it? And how many more? How many
That's
more?
what we've said for years.
I've got PTSD,
You know,
without a doubt.
like, people, you would imagine people be, and I'm not advocating this by the way, but you would imagine that people would be raising buildings to the ground, setting everywhere on fire, tearing the streets up. You would imagine that that's what people
But
would be
it's
doing, because
easier-
it's so
easier to look away
outrageous.
if it's a personally involved you.
This
That's
is what
the problem.
this is what I
And
hate.
the other side of the coin, which is something new now, is you guys. You're making the difference.
I would like to hope that I'm at least starting to.
These independent YouTubers are making a difference, because the mainstream media aren't telling us all this.
No.
You know what I mean? It's you guys going to the town, speaking to the people involved, and exposing from the people what's happening. Not from politicians who are giving you a version of what happened. You know what I mean? You'll think you speak to a Labour politician, they'll say 3 girls. That's what the documentary's called, 3 girls. There were 49 girls. Why is it called 3 girls? Because only 3 of them got justice, the rest of them got let off. I'm not at the mercy of an editor that says you can't put that out. Oh, that's too inflammatory. I'm the editor, and I think
A
that
lot
this.
of the older generation, like my mum in her 70s, only watches BBC News.
Yeah.
She don't watch YouTube or any like CBN or different alternative news channels, just BBC, and you'll never see it on BBC.
Of course you won't.
I mean, they have to now with this that's going on at the minute.
Yeah, with the scandal and the inquiry and that.
Yeah.
I challenge anyone to fact check me as well, if they will. It's all on the ICSA inquiry, the IICSA. If you put that into Google, or you put Operation Span or Operation Augusta, and you go and read the material involving that, everything I've said here is backed up with that. So if you want to fact check me, feel free. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people say you make stuff up. I can't make
Of course
stuff
they do.
up. Because
Of
if I
course they
did,
do.
they'd put me in court and they'd lock me up if I made anything up. Because they know I've been at them for 20 years. You know what I mean? I've cost a load of
that
them
how long
the
you've been
job.
doing this?
Yeah,
20
yeah,
years?
Yeah, I have, yeah. 20 years I've been at this.
Crazy.
Right, let's show you the local authority building, mate.
No, I came to the one last month. Yes, I've got a video of that on my YouTube. I think Raja May was really good. Everyone was really good. Raja May was is he the guy that does the what's his Facebook page called?
Assistant 9.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, I do follow him.
Raja, I give a load of information regarding Oldham. Raja's fights Oldham, my fight's Rochdale, but we team up because Rochdale and Oldham go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And there's Debbie Barrett Cole as well. We can't forget the others. Dougie Duck. Warren Bates, who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Pete, Alden Pete, what's he called? Second name, but Peter Brown.
Right.
Peter Brown's a legend as well. Peter Brown's abuse in the churches.
Right. Okay.
right as the grooming stuff. So we Pack UK try to cover all aspects of abuse, not just grooming gangs. That's not our forte. It is it's probably the one thing what's maybe most popular, because there's been so much of it here. We're 7 grooming gangs in, and there's still 3 more to go.
Yeah.
So this is a local authority building. So it's not that old. Labour controlled.
Of course.
And if I'm honest, it's called the Riverside, but I call it the divvy side because it's full of divvies. Full to the brim of divvies. And they're just all liberals who think it's all right. It's in the past.
Yeah.
It's never in the past for those that have to suffer at the hands of these abusers.
Live it every day.
The 2 things that have come out of this building in the last 20 years is one, lessons have been learned, and the past is in the past. Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. I mean, we all
We'll
have
let
to.
them go in election.
We all have to let things go. We all have to let things go, but in order to let something go, you have to process it. There has to be some sort of justice for you, don't there?
I was canvassing in the election, and I was asked in the by-election for Member of Parliament. I stood in it as an independent, and I was asked at the door, why do you never report nothing positive? I said, there's nothing more than I'd love to come out every day and post positive stories that shed the town in good light and build the foundations of a fantastic town that nothing ever happens wrong. But we can't do that on the foundations of blood, guts and tears of survivors.
No.
We cannot do it. We've got to clean up first and then go from there.
Yeah.
We've got to, because if not, it'll happen again and again and again and again and again.
And this is what we're seeing, isn't it?
Of course.
Like you say, that these cases that you're dealing with and helping people with, they go back to, like you say, when you were a child.
Some of them, yeah, of course they do. The investigation of Northview and that, and Cambridge House and Foxhole's Children's Home. Yeah. This happened in all of them.
And like you say, that's so far in the past that the majority of them have moved on, passed on.
So for 10 years after Northview, no one spoke of it.
Yeah.
They thought they got away with it. Were for the pesky survivors that wouldn't leave it alone.
Survivors.
Yeah, the pesky survivors won't leave it alone. They won't take no for an answer. You know what I mean? I'm lucky enough, I met a lady called Linda Phillips. Linda Phillips had been fighting against Northview for 20 years before I met her. I met her at pretty much 2017, around about. And me and Linda come very close, and we fought. They called her Mrs. Hemorrhoids because she was up there arse for 30 years. That was her nickname, Someone called her Mrs. Rochdale, but she went, I'll have to put a stop to that. She went because they used to call Cyril Mr. Rochdale, and I'm no wife for that.
Yeah.
I'm not being.
No, do not associate me with him.
Yeah, so she squashed the Mrs. Rochdale tag that everyone was giving her straight away.
It's got to be a bad moniker to choose Mrs. Hemorrhoid over Mrs. Rochdale.
Oh no, she loved that because she
I know,
knew,
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But what an iron lady she was. She run these ragged. It was her who helped bring Ixer to Rochdale. Right. They weren't going to come because they knew Cyril. Then they tried to focus the Ixer inquiry all on Cyril, but they couldn't because there was that many involved. Westminster, someone said the Westminster paedophile rings a hoax, bollocks. It existed. Lads from Rochdale were taken to Westminster. Lads from Rochdale were taken to Liverpool. Lads from Rochdale were taken to Birmingham. So it was a UK-wide issue with Cyril Smith. He weren't just abusing kids here in Rochdale. This guy had a little machine that he was abusing right across the country.
Of course, yeah.
All the way up into Glasgow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Motherwell, Inverness, all them places. He went to them all and did them all. Yeah. Paul Flowers was just been convicted for fraud with the co-op. Right. So he was the lead. So if you know now, it's the Labour Party and co-op. It's not just the Labour Party, it's the Labour Party and co-op, cooperative. He was head of co-op, Richard Farnell was, and Cyril was the MP and lead council leader, and all 3 of them would take kids to Wales in caravans from the church groups and stuff like that. So this is the stuff, and this is just a rumour. Not anymore, it's not a rumour, it's fact. This happened, but you just let them get away with it, you know what I mean? We can't let them get away with it anymore. Yeah. Those that are alive, so say, most of them are dead. Not all of them are. So the ones who aren't need to be put in the dock. I don't give a fuck if they're 95.
And what about the ones who are being traumatised right now as we speak?
But again,
that's another generation that we've got to deal with.
It's the last 4 generations of Rochdale's children that's been abused. We need to do something to make sure that this generation coming up now isn't the same effect and not being traumatised with the same abuse and not being beat up in school or raped by a teacher. There's been Rochdale teachers recently convicted of having a sexual relationship with children. The teachers are right, the doctors are right, the police you know how many great Manchester police officers have been done in the last 5 years? Check
I've
it out,
seen,
man.
I've
Look into it.
seen web pages that list
Yes.
all the police officers that
Exactly,
are in court
exactly.
and getting charged. And,
Council leaders in Labour 25 plus 56 today. How many Labour councillors, how many Labour MPs, how many Labour employed staff are abusing kids?
how does it compare to like the Lib Dems and the Conservatives? I know you said Cyril Smith was Lib Dem for a while, or Liberal.
The
for
numbers,
a while.
it's not even close.
Is it not? Is it
Labour
really?
are miles ahead on that score. Miles ahead.
At least they're winning at Summit. Fucking
Country
hell.
miles ahead. The Lib Dems, the 70s and 80s Lib Dems were disgusting. The ones that exist today aren't so bad. They're actually real liberals, not like they was using the liberal stance. These like Andy Kelly and that, they are liberal. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm just getting tired.
I won't vote for him, but he's a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think he's a bad person. I think he sits on the fence a little bit too much, but that's what it means to be a liberal, to sit on the fence anyway, doesn't it, a Lib Dem?
I guess so,
But
yeah.
I think he should have a bit more balls and make a bit more of a stand, because he knows firsthand what I'm going on about.
Yeah.
That he's still in a party led by Lord Steele. I wouldn't be able to do that if I knew what Lord Steele had done.
Yeah.
But they all seem to ignore that. Do you know what I mean? And ignore the certain other
Just
people in the party.
anything to get ahead in it. You can't.
They'll never be elected here, Lib Dem. They've had the run in Rochdale, but they'll never be re-elected. Labour after this time will never be elected again. So where do they go? They're either going to go Tory. Tory's never been in power here, other than the condemned government. The Lib won Paul Rowan, but he side, and they went to like Liberal, Tory at the same time, didn't they? So
Yeah.
there's 42 on bail now, but there's been so many convicted, or in the hundreds now. Most of them are out. It's only the ones that have gone away in the last couple of years that are still locked up.
Yeah.
The originals from the Rochdale Grooming gang, there's only Shabir Ahmed. The rest of them are out, back on the streets of Rochdale, walking around. And that's another thing we need to change as well. We need to stop them coming back to the towns in which
Where
they're
they
offended.
perpetrated the crimes. I don't know if that's the right term.
But
yeah.
instead, they move the survivors like they did with Charlotte Tetley, who was in
Yeah.
Macclesfield and had no support whatsoever.
Yeah.
She had to leave her hometown where all her support was to go to Macclesfield to get away from her abusers, where she had no support, and that's what ended it.
You've already been abused and traumatised. Let's just inflict a bit more trauma on you, uproot your entire life, and shift you to somewhere where you've got no one.
Yeah.
Just walk past the person in the street who's abused you.
Oh, it's horrible to think of.
I've had a girl, but it might be before your days. I had a young girl come in, and she'd peed herself.
Because someone walked past her.
Yeah. It was in the papers as well.
Shouldn't have to live like that in your own hometown, should you?
No. And here's another one. Shabir Ahmed's out in 2026.
Right. How long's he been inside for?
He got 25 years, so in 2014 he got sentenced.
Yeah.
So he's just coming out next year.
Right.
He's from Oldham, lives in he lives in Werneth, Coppice.
Right.
I know exactly where, so I'll be watching for him.
Right.
Because he is a prolific paedophile. This was the welfare officer for Oldham Council.
Yeah.
He's not been properly investigated. He got investigated for the 3 girls case, but he needs to be investigated for every case he ever had on his desk.
Yeah.
So he's out, and one of the 3 girls received an email from the Home Office, and it told her this is the area he's not allowed to enter, and it showed a little section of Oldham, a little section of Rochdale, and she said to me, Billy, this isn't to keep him out, this keeps me in.
Right.
All the kids' school, all the doctors are all on the outsides of that. So if she goes out there, she's going to see him. So they kind of give her an area and said, you're safe in there. He can have everywhere else. Instead of putting him in an area and putting a circle around him, saying don't move out that area.
He's the one that should have to uproot his life and be
Simu needs to be
traumatised.
restricted, not
Of course,
her.
yeah.
She's more restricted than he is.
Yeah, this is what I said before. This is the sort of stuff that just infuriates you,
Yeah.
like, because it's such an inhumane way to treat someone that's been subjected to that.
So now she's a mother herself.
Yeah.
She has a couple of kids. So you can imagine how the fear is heightened because of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because she wants not to protect herself, now she wants to protect her children from these people
Yeah.
who will target her and her children if they think they can, if it helps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you imagine her having to see Shabir Ahmed when he gets out?
I can't know.
No. But you know, in the case of Vanessa George from Wigan,
Yeah.
who was convicted for downloading images of children and taking pictures of kids in the nursery group, she's never allowed to go back to Wigan
Right.
because they say the survivors of them cases should never have to see her.
So what is different? What are the factors that are different with that case and this other case?
Exactly, that's my point. That's my point. Now, as in the case of Adil Khan, who's the one who's just flitted.
Yeah.
Right, boss. He's just flitted. He was on his third appeal, and on the second appeal he said, you can't remove me from the UK because I'm a role model for my son. Now he's run off to Italy, that's where I believe he is, and his son's here in Rochdale.
Right.
So, you know, they fell for that one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, they said now, alright, wherever he is, he can't come back.
Yeah, I saw
so
that,
you're willing
yeah.
to throw Italy's children under the rug then?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It
Have
should-
you contacted your Italy counterpart, told them they've got one of the most prolific paedophiles living in the
Have
country?
they hack?
Have
The
they what?
the
I tagged the Prime Minister on Twitter and did it myself.
well, he wouldn't have done anything.
She.
It happened in Trafford recently, you know, in one of the hotels. It turned out that this fella had raped someone in Germany, absconded from Germany to, you know, avoid punishment, come over on a boat,
Yeah.
and they just plonked him in a hotel in Hale, and you know, fair enough, they went and arrested him, but the local councillors and the police tried to cover it up.
Yeah, I remember. And how do we know he didn't do it to two kids in that time? One kid or two.
No one's got a clue.
We'll only find that out in 5 years' time when the kid has the courage to speak about it.
Yeah,
Because you know, when it's fresh, you just can't discuss it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's only it took me 30 years to disclose mine.
yeah. I'm not
You know what I mean?
surprised.
Yeah, of course it did.
It's not.
You notice many people who come forward now, the parents themselves, and they see the kids, and it's probably the biggest
Just going to say that. Yeah,
the biggest kick up the arse is when you look at your kids and think, can't have them going through that.
yeah.
And that gives you the, now he turns up. That's, we're waiting for him all day, aren't we? You're not step. Pork pie. Right, Dad. You alright, pal? Been waiting for you today. Come and see me first morning, yeah? So there used to be him and another lad who used to do called Shoe Shine Andy.
Right.
And they used to sit here on High Street,
Yeah,
cleaning people's shoes for
Really?
Yeah. Never ever begged,
yeah.
never asked you for money or anything. He'd say, sit down, let me do your shoes. You know, if you ever threw him a quid or I've got 2 quid or something.
Yeah.
He'd say, no, sit down. But Andy passed away. And they were like chalk and cheese together, like, you want back blue.
Yeah.
So when Andy passed away, he kind of left Goose, wasn't he?
Oh, it's sad, isn't it?
Right, gang. You alright?
So yeah, I really appreciate you taking
No,
the
mate,
time out
you know,
today.
Like I said, if any other YouTubers want to come and I mean, the weather's a bit shit, so it kind of cut short. I did have planned, really, until last night we had a member of staff not come in.
Yeah.
I was going to get my boy here with us. I was going to take you up to Knoll View School and that.
Right.
But maybe that can have to be another time.
Yeah, we can do it another time. I mean, I've got loads for today, mate. It's been really great.
Right, well,
Yeah, everyone knows you, don't they?
yeah, it's close, isn't it? Mandy.
Yeah, I remember I went to what's it called now? Went to the Chadderton protest, and that's the other place.
Chadderton?
Begins with an H. Haywood. Is it?
Haywood, yeah.
Went to the march in Haywood.
I was there.
Oh, actually, that's where I first met you. I think I did say, look, because we stood outside the taxi rank, wasn't
So
I?
did you see what they did to that Addy?
No.
They absolutely destroyed him.
Right.
The local media's
Right.
mainstreamed in news. So He has a previous conviction
Yeah,
of hitting an Asian guy.
yeah,
The Asian guy was harassing a woman, so we gave him a good idea. Got convicted and got sent to jail for it.
right,
But in the paper, he's just a racist, far right.
of course.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's where I first met you, because I was with another lad and we were stood outside that taxi rank, and you come up and you went, you know what, do you know about that place?
Elsie Blundell's
Yeah.
office. Yeah.
And I was like, you know, because I'm from Trafford, so I was like, no, why? And I knew who you were because I met you earlier on, and you just give us a brief.
Right, so Elsie Blundell was the secretary of Simon Dantup, Richard Farnell, Tony Lloyd,
Yeah.
all those who covered up the grooming gangs.
Yeah,
So she's inconceivable. Whenever I had a meeting with them, she took notes. So she knows what's what.
yeah,
She needs to be one of the main people that any inquiry into Rochdale, she needs to be dragged in as a subpoenaed,
Yeah.
along with a fella, because he was Farnell's little chum.
yeah.
So these are the people that have got the answers.
But it
Whether
was,
they give them or not, I doubt. But
it was the taxi rank I was stood outside,
yeah.
and you were telling me about the taxi rank.
Oh right, okay.
That's
yeah.
because I was getting a taxi.
Sorry, Elsie.
Yeah, and you were like, do you know about that place? And I was like, no mate, I'm just getting a taxi.
No, that's Britannia.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they were involved accused of being involved. Well, they was. One of them worked for us. So.
yeah,
But again, because it worked out, it was every taxi driver, every
Yeah.
takeaway, every Muslim.
but listen, before I shut my camera off,
Yeah.
much love mate.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you seeing me today, and you as well.
Yeah,
Really
no
appreciate it.
worries.
Thank you.
It's good that we're getting awareness out there, because until we stop it, it ain't getting stopped.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and follow Billy, Pag UK Billy, on Facebook, and I'll post links to any other socials he's got. And just share my video please, and like it, comment. Much love to everyone. Nice one.